Hey guys, it's me Nalthazar, and welcome to another video. And today I get to bring to you guys another exclusive video. So Oktagon was kind enough to hook me up with the King Macar deck toolkit so that I could make this video for you all. So let's go ahead, dive on into the bundle and take a look. So the King Macar deck toolkit bundle is going to revolve around King Macar the Gold Cursed. He's 12 mana for a 4/5, and when this creature is enchanted, exile target opposing creature. Then create a gold token. So this enchanted is whenever this gains additional abilities, then it gets this enchanted boost. So that means that with auras, for each new aura that you apply to King Macar, you can then use this when this creature is enchanted, exile target opposing creature ability. Now, there was a game that I played where I enchanted him once, and then it allowed me to exile my opponent's entire board. I haven't been able to replicate that since, but that was a pretty sweet interaction in that moment. Nonetheless, you have to be a little bit careful when you're enchanting Macar because you want to make sure that you're going to exile something for each of your enchantments. So the ability isn't quite what I had initially hoped when I first saw the card, but it's better than I thought it would be, right? So I thought that it would just be you could enchant it once and then you'd get that enchanted buff and then that would be it. And so this would only exile one creature. But that is not the case. You can exile as many creatures as you have enchant opportunities in your deck, which is pretty cool. And then the gold token is effectively a treasure, but that only pops for you. Now, for the other cards in the bundle, we've got 2 auras and we've got another creature. The first of the auras is Herald of Torment. So this is a 9 mana spell. And then if you control 2 or less creatures, you create a 6/6 demon with flying. So it looks like this, right? And then at the beginning of your turn, you lose 6 life. Now, if you don't create the token, that's fine. You're going to give a creature +6/+6 flying. And at the beginning of your turn, you lose 6 life. Now, I actually really like this card here paired with Razia because this makes Razia even stronger than she already is, and then makes it so that every turn you're going to ping your opponent for damage. So I really liked this card in conjunction with her. We've got Night Howler, and this is the card that I think is actually the strongest card in the bundle. So if you control 2 or less creatures, create a Nyxborn Night Howler token. Otherwise, target creature you control gets +X/+X, where X is the number of creature cards in all graveyards. Now, this token works a little bit differently than the primary portion of the ability. So you would think that because of the target creature gets +X/+X, where X is the number of creature cards in all graveyards, that this would come out as a token that's like a 1/1 with that. But no, it's a 1/1, and then at the beginning of your turn, this creature's power and toughness becomes XX. X is the number of creature cards in all graveyards. So this is actually kind of a better version of the ability. This one pairs really well with all the different sorts of graveyard shenanigans you might want to run, with Sir Conrad, all sorts of things. So I found that it was really easy to dump like 50 plus cards in my graveyard and then just start dropping Night Howlers down and get creatures into the low hundreds pretty quickly. So I thought that was a pretty cool interaction with that card. And then the final card in the bundle is Forlorn Sudama, right? Sudama. And this one is a 5/3. And then when it's enchanted, create 2 zombie tokens. Those zombie tokens are big fail. 2/2s. And it's just like Macar in that you get those 2 zombie tokens every time you put a new enchantment on this card. Now, the bundle as a whole, a bunch of the cards work really well in different types of decks. So you'd think, oh, okay, you know what? I should totally go ahead and put Herald of Torment, and I should go ahead and put Night Howler into a Macar deck, and then just roll the field with it. But because of the way that both of those auras work, I found that Macar worked best with cards that just flat out buff him from the beginning. So things like Hydra's Growth are fantastic for Macar. just auras that you can just immediately put down and don't have any other requirements. And that makes the removal that he provides a lot more flexible. So that's the initial info on the bundle. You also get 3 booster packs, you get some mana jewels, you get some runes. Let's get into some gameplay. Let's see how these cards work together. Alrighty, so here you'll see that I went ahead and threw all the cards in the bundle together, and then a few other goodies that are going to enhance them. So we've already taken a look at Night Howler, Macar, Herald of Torment, and the Forlorn Sudama. I'll get that down eventually. I will. And so I figured Night Howler is going to naturally pair very well with Gather the Pack, and as I mentioned earlier, Sir Conrad. It's also going to pair really well with cards like Glimpse the Unthinkable, which are going to put a bunch of things in your graveyard, and with Deadbridge Chant. And then I've got Gem Conversion with Castle Garenbrig and Death Sprout for removal. So let's go ahead, throw them into a match, and see what happens. All right, so out the gate, we've got Conrad, Deadbridge Chant, and Macar. So that's really great for just a lot of potential to make things happen. So let's see if we can get all these really cool cards to work together nicely for us. Now, if you're wondering, why are you going for Sir Conrad over Macar to start with? That's just so that I can get a bunch of things in the graveyard so that Deadbridge Chant can ideally bring them back for free. I very much like free. It's actually one of my favorite flavors. So let's see if we can go ahead and make an activation for Conrad. No, we don't have any black matches. So let's move Garenbrig on up and just keep it going. We actually could get a double match. So let's get this green going, see if we can get green into black. We can't. That's fine. This is Kaya, and Kaya has some really nasty baddies. So, all right. Let's get rid of that Grave Titan pronto, because Grave Titan is a sleazeball. So here's Conrad, and that just dumped 2 creatures into the graveyard, so that's going to be pretty nice. And Kaya is not taking our black match from us, which is good. We need to get Grave Titan out of here as quickly as possible. We don't have King Macar down yet for removal, so we definitely want to get him down soon. And that's going to open up a lot of removal possibilities for us, give us some nice and decent control. So let's dump some more stuff in the graveyard. That's 4 more creatures. I know that they're creatures because of the way that Conrad works. I'll go ahead and highlight Conrad again in just a minute. So every time Kaya loses 1 life, that's because a creature goes into the graveyard. So it's kind of an indicator for me that creatures are going into the graveyard. So creature goes into the graveyard from anywhere, or a creature leaves your graveyard, it deals 1 damage to your opponent's planeswalker. So, all right, let's go ahead and get Macar down. We definitely want him, and especially because Kaya is probably going to go ahead and pull some shenanigan nonsense that like just exiles all my stuff from her first ability. So we want to go ahead and get this rolling as soon as possible. And of course, there's a Parhelion, which is entirely terrifying. And so if we can get this Herald of Torment down, so here you're going to see a bit of a weird move. We're going to use Garruk's first ability for Hunting Pack. This is actually just to go ahead and put creatures down so that we can use Herald of Torment to target King Macar and use that to kill Parhelion. We do not want Parhelion. So we're going to go ahead, toss some things from the hand right now. It might seem like an odd choice, but just because of... Here, I'll show you my graveyard. I got 4 creatures in there. The Deadbridge Chant is going to be giving us creatures back. So at this stage, we're really just trying to get Macar down, and then in Macar, and then have that Parhelion get out of here. So excellent, great. So here we get to go ahead. We get to buff Macar with the Herald of Torment. That's going to trigger the enchanted ability. So here you're going to get to see the removal, and we also get the gold token. So we're going to definitely get rid of Parhelion. We don't want that. That thing's evil. And here you also get to see that even though we've enchanted Macar once, Macar is going to go ahead and pop both things on the battlefield. So I mentioned it at the beginning that sometimes if your opponent's got creatures down, it turns into a complete board wipe. So we just board wiped for our first enchantment. So Kaya's getting 5 matches out the wazoo. And even though we got rid of Parhelion, of course, the game has decided, you know what, Nalthazar, you need your opponent to have yet another Parhelion. That's what's gonna make this experience complete for you. So, given that the game is trying to be extra nice, let's go ahead and hunting pack again. We're hunting packing so that we can get that Night Howler out ideally. And that Night Howler can go ahead and make some creatures into big baddies. So, all right, we only dumped 1 more creature in the graveyard there. That's fine. We got 1 extra swap. We need 8 mana. How are blue and red? Let's see, that'd be 5, 6, 7. And we need 8. Darn. If you're wondering, what was that counting, Nalthazar? I've got that blue-red match over here. Oh wait, no, and then we get the white. Yeah, blue, red, white. Fantastic. So we can buff someone up really big. So let's go ahead and put Night Howler on Macar. So this is going to give us even more removal, and it's going to turn Macar into a big guy. So yeah, let's go ahead and get rid of Parhelion again. That gets us a gold token, and there you saw that it actually worked properly. So it just got rid of Parhelion. It did not get rid of the Orzhov Spirit that time. And then with that, that's really going to be it for Kaya. So let's go ahead, bring Macar down. We're going to lock down the Sudama. Wait, did I get it right that time? I did. Look at that. I'm getting better, guys. Big happy clap. All right, so Macar comes down, and Kaya goes down too. So, there we go. So there we got to see Macar in great prominence. We got to see a little bit of the Herald of Torment. We got to see the Night Howler. We didn't actually get to drop down the 1 card that I can't seem to pronounce to save my life. That creates zombie tokens. But that's okay. Alrighty, so my overall thoughts on the bundle. King Macar is solidly good, right? Actually, for that matter, everything in the bundle is good. They're all balanced cards. There's nothing that stands out like Eidolon of Blossoms, where it's like, this is like one of the strongest cards in the set, right? Night Howler, you can do some pretty crazy things with. It's pretty awesome. Herald of Torment, you can do some really cool things with too, for that matter. And it's actually really useful for objectives where you need to lose life. So in Race to Orazka in the white node, you need to lose, like, it's 30 life, I think, or 35. So if you go white-black, you can go ahead, throw Herald of Torment down, and you'll lose that life pretty quick-like. And so it's nice to have a card like this for events like that. And then, especially with Macar, how Macar is working right now, where he is exiling your opponent's entire board when you first enchant him. He's in a position where he's extra useful right now. Like I said earlier, I wish that he exiled every time you enchanted him. Like, when I say enchanted him, like targeted him with an enchantment. So I guess that means like heroic, right? So if this was a heroic ability instead of when this creature is enchanted, then this dude would be insanely powerful. Like, I could see myself using this dude for days with Eidolon of Blossoms in that situation. But as it is just when he's enchanted, he just serves as a fantastically balanced creature that also is going to serve as removal and give you a little bit of mana with the gold token. So, yeah, I mean, the Sudama. I didn't give my thoughts on the Sudama. I'm sorry. So the Sudama, it makes the tokens. So I have Grave Titan, right? And so Grave Titan does this pretty much every turn, to create 2 zombie tokens without needing to be enchanted. So Grave Titan is kind of just like a better version of the Forlorn Sudama. And so I didn't find a whole lot of use for the Sudama. If you don't have Grave Titan, and let's say that you're newer to the game, you have a smaller collection than me, as now I'm only missing 3 cards. Now 2. I'm missing 2 cards, I think. So this isn't more powerful than a lot of other things that exist in the game. So while I see myself using Night Howler in decks going forward in Standard, I see myself using Herald of Torment in events where I need to lose life, namely and especially the Race to Orazca. And then I see myself throwing King Macar into some decks here and there. I haven't really found a use for Forlorn Sudama. Now, compared to the first bundle that came out with Anthusa, the Anthusa bundle is definitely the stronger of the two bundles. So Anthusa coming with both Anthusa and the Eidolon. Those two cards are both just really, really strong. And this bundle doesn't have a single card like those that stands out as like, dang. But that being said, Night Howler is definitely good. Don't sleep on Night Howler. So I hope you enjoyed this exclusive look at King Macar's deck toolkit, and I hope to see you all in the next one.